Thank you for staying with us. We continue here. Providing care to people with disabilities comes with challenges for caregivers who often find themselves burdened with emotional, physical, social and financial challenges. Well, one doctor has written a book that encourages the caregivers and loved ones to adopt mental fortitude. Dr. Prudence Buthelezi joins me in studio to tell us a bit more about her book. Doctor, pleasure to have you on the program this afternoon. Now, a lot of people would know you as being a contributor on Soweto TV and speaking about health matters, but using vernacular as well. Yes. Let's speak about your journey first to becoming a doctor.
Okay. Thank you so much, Ntlanhla, and good evening, good afternoon to the viewers at home. My journey to be a doctor, as a little girl, I just grew up at Soshanguve. Then I did my primary school in Pamandla, then went to high school at Central High School. Then in 1998, I went to Medunza. It was not my choice, but it was my late mom's choice, because I was that very smart child, but who didn't have a direction or not knowing the dreams and the goals, what she wants. Then my mom, she was the one who said, you are going to be a doctor. She even went to Medunza, collected the forms and completed them for me.
So the accident involving your sister Tabsile
yes,
also appears to have been a life-changing experience for you.
Yes.
Speak to us about this turning point and what changed in your own life.
Okay. Especially when I look growing up with my sister, because she was hit by the car at the age of 9 years, spent 9 months in ICU. Unfortunately, when she was discharged from the hospital, she was quadriplegic and with no speech. So there was a drastic change, and to such an extent that she had dreams by that time. Unlike me, she already wanted to be a doctor. So her life changed. And then as I grew up, a young child, I thought my parents were not loving me. They were loving her. Because I didn't understand the condition. I was still a child. So hence, in the book, I want to emphasize about the family therapy. That as a parent raising that child who's disabled at home, please take care of those young ones or who are around. Also go for psychologists, for family therapy, so that they can be understanding and be supportive. Because I didn't understand by then. And I feel like my parents were taking more priority over her. Until to my late 18 years. When I was 18 years old, then I could understand that, oh, this is the difference between me and my sister.
So the book itself delves into your own, call it personal experiences, and how this also influenced your journey into becoming a doctor. Speak to us about what readers can expect from this book and what issues it touches on as well.
Okay, mostly it's about as my sister I'm saying, was discharged quadriplegic, not speaking. So especially most people, they don't understand about the effect or the impact of the psychologist, of the speech therapist and occupational therapist and physiotherapist. So in the book, I teach that my sister's condition, it improved from quadriplegic to hemiplegic through the help of this multidisciplinary help. So also again, in the book, I touch about road accident funds, because I realized that show that say I blew it. That no man, especially if we don't have a background of finances, how to use the money, how to spend it. And because raising a child who's disabled, it's costly financially. As I've already said, that they need to attend those physiotherapists, speech therapists. Also, their special schools are expensive. So that money should cater the needs of that person who's disabled. Don't just make it your own money and buy cars and buy big cars, but look at the needs of that one who's disabled. Another thing that I touch in the book is the forgiveness, you know, because the woman who hit her, she stays around us, and then every time we see her, her children are progressing in life. It was a burden to us, and with that thing that look at our sister today. But as the journey goes on, as life goes on, we were able to say, we forgive that woman who hit her. So those are the things that people, they can get in the book.
The main theme around the book is around mental fortitude. And I'll again refer to a number of experiences in your own life. In 2012, you also had to forge through some grief of losing your mother to diabetes, as well as hypertension, which was exacerbated by pneumonia and hospital-acquired infections. And this mental fortitude you hold also defines a distinctive ability to always see the silver lining. How does then the book encourage others who might be going through great difficulty to see the light at the end of the tunnel?
As the name is saying, it have her courage, have hope in adversity. When you are going through that pain, have hope that one day it will be okay. And then even if I'm going through that passing of my mom, but I still have life to live, and I must have a fortitude, a strong mind, and to think. I usually say you can also change your pain to a purpose. In that painful situation, you can change it to a purpose. We've managed to change our pain of our sister who's disabled to a purpose, to a book that will teach other people, you know. And then when it comes to grieving, yes, it's a time healing process. I grieve for my mom. I remember passed away in 2012, but in 2015, I couldn't go home, you know, because it will remind me of my mom. So I avoided going home. So we grieve differently, but most of the thing that I emphasize is that please, when we are grieving or whatever situation, when you see that now you are not taking it, you are almost in depression space, please see the psychologist. That's why I emphasize more of seeing psychologists, because you can see now, especially the whole world, where there is an increase of mental illness or depression. And people, they are scared or they are stigmatized when they have depression. So I emphasize that even me, myself as a doctor, I suffered from depression and I went to the psychologist to get help.
So you're a doctor, but you're also raising a son with ADHD, ADHD, or rather hyperactivity disorder. A lot is not known about this particular disorder, and there's a lot of misinformation as well out there. Let's speak to this particular dynamic and how you've handled it as well.
Okay, he was doing a grade 000, which is 3 zeros. Yes. Then when he was supposed to go for grade R, grade 1, they told me that no, he can't go to grade 1. He must repeat grade R. You know, I'm an old person. So grade R to me is crash. Yeah. Have you ever heard somebody, but they say he's repeating crash? So it clustered my mind. And then when I was started to think like, my son I won't see him graduating. I won't see him doing matric and passing and going to university. Those negative things, they clustered my mind, and I went to depression. So when I was in depression, I couldn't cope to handle my son. I couldn't cope to take care of my son. I needed to take care of myself first so that I can be able to take care of him. So I went to the psychologist, and then the psychologist, they were able to assist me. So also in the book, that's why, as you can see, that I'm an executive producer of this show, Ezempilos Wamutakal. It's a show where now I want to educate our people like autistic, ADHD, where does this disease come from? How do we can manage them as doctors? So and I'm doing them on our African languages for better understanding. Because sometimes people, when they see you with a child with a cerebral palsy, they will think that the child has been bewitched, or no, you can take him to Babu's Banbani, can assist, you know. So when I explain medically, at least in the level of people, those who can understand, if it's stronger, they can understand better. Right. So that's why I came with that show, so that I can educate more people to understand all those diseases, including ADHD.
Why is it important for people to get their hands on this particular book?
It will help a lot. This is the first of book. It's already the most selling book, because as I've touched, it's about my experience as a doctor. You know, people, they don't think that doctors can go to depression. So if they can see that even a doctor can go to depression and look for help to the psychologist. If I'm going through depression, there at home, you will go now and look for help to the psychologist. If you read that book and you're reading the Road Accident Fund, and then you see that I've been looking how to apply for road accident fund, and I didn't know which road to take. In the book, you will find it there. If you are suffering from forgiveness, you know, you will find it in the book, especially for the help of the speech therapists, occupational therapists. If you don't know what is their duties or what is their work exactly, you will find it in the book.
So you are also a very decorated doctor. You've recently been awarded the accolade of the Sunrise Women's Awards, and in September last year. What does this particular accolade mean for you?
It means a lot. It means people, they recognize my work. It means I am influential. What I'm doing is good. It's what is needed by people. So it makes me to do more. So
there could be a young girl looking, or rather watching us speaking to this afternoon. What is your message to them, especially as we endeavor to inspire young people?
Okay. One is that trust in God. Believe in yourself. Surround yourself with people who are good, who are doing good, the successful people, because they say, if there's 5 of you and you are a friend that you are doing bad, then you'll be number 5 who's doing those bad things. So surround yourself with people who are doing positive things.
Yeah.
And most of the thing, believe in yourself, believe in your dreams, and go for it.
I might get into a bit of trouble for this, but how do people get their hands onto your book?
My friends, they can just dial me on 076-1479-524. You can WhatsApp me on that number.
Thank you very much for your time. That was Dr. Prudence Buthelezi. She's the author of a heartfelt book about mental fortitude in disability, also giving us some insight into her own personal experiences as well.